fucking degenerate.
What up guys, you're very welcome to the very first episode of Degenerate Watch News. In this series I'll be taking a look at some news stories that have caught my eye. It'll be mainly focused on crime or just general crazy things that have happened or mad events, and we'll have a look and we'll go through them. Before we jump into today's video, I just want to say thanks to everybody that subscribed to the channel over the last little while there, and anybody that's gave us some support. We really appreciate it and thank you very much. And as always, if you like the video, please drop a like and please subscribe to stay updated on future videos here on Degenerate Watch, and I hope you enjoyed the video today. So our first story tonight is Florida man crashes into church, sets it on fire with parishioners inside, sheriff says. So this story caught me eye because it was a bit mad like. So this guy, Stephen Anthony Shields, 24 years of age, he drove his car into the front door of the church and then poured petrol around the church and then set it on fire with the parishioners inside, ready to start mass. He then proceeded to try to get away in his car, but the police stopped him by ramming his car and then they arrested him. He told police later on that he was a king and what he did was awesome and that he had some problems with the Catholic Church. But it later transpired that he was actually diagnosed as a schizophrenic and that he hadn't been taking his medication. And to me, a story like this really just highlights the lack of mental health services there are, and it's even evident all over the world. Wherever you go, there's a lot of people having trouble, with their thoughts and have nobody to talk to. And a lot of the solution really seems to be just handing people some medication, and that's supposed to make things better. But when really people need more actual human beings in services to actually go and talk to and speak to and try to overcome some of these problems. So a story like this really does go to highlight, the mental health crisis that is going on all over the world. The guy is now facing some attempted murder charges, and let's just hope he gets some help. This next story is just a height of degeneracy really. A Pennsylvania woman allegedly kept grandmother's corpse in freezer for 15 years and collected social security checks. Like, that really has to be one of the worst things you can do, is actually using a family member like that just to financially gain. So basically this woman died in 2004, this lady's grandmother, and up until very recently, only a couple of weeks ago, they were still collecting her social security checks. Now obviously when she died, they kept the corpse in the freezer because otherwise if they gave it in somewhere or went to a funeral home or whatever, then somebody would know there was something wrong. But I just think it's absolutely ridiculous. And then for the fact that they actually moved it when they moved house as well. But what shocks me is the fact that in 2004 this woman was 97. We're now in 2020 and this was only discovered. How did that not get flagged up on a system somewhere to say this 97-year-old should be 116 now, she'd be one of the oldest people in the country? I don't know how that doesn't flag on a system somewhere, but maybe it did, and that's why it was eventually copped onto. Claiming that you needed the money really isn't an excuse for doing something like that, especially disrespecting your own grandmother like that. Go out and get an actual job to earn money like everybody else. Nobody else does that. So obviously as a result she's going to face some charges, and really and truly she should. So at least justice was served in this case. So our next story is on a slightly more cheerful note. You may have already heard of this one. It's of the kangaroo that was found roaming around down in Florida, just out in the streets, and somebody's pet it was, and it had just escaped. And so the police were given the task of going out and rounding Skippy back up.
Hey, if you two could keep up those lanes and we could push them down this road, we'll be good.
It's okay, buddy.
Can you tighten that up though? We had that tight.
IOR-TINO.
We haven't.
We actually captured the kangaroo.
Well, we got to get it there, guys.
Legs. All right, go. I got him. I got Ted. Okay.
Take him away, boys.
Hey, I'm the chief here. Take him away, toys.
What'd you say, Chief?
Do what the kid says.
So thankfully they managed to round him up before he got hurt there, because, you know, out in the streets running around, it's not a great place for a kangaroo to be. But happy ending there anyway. Come on, people, seriously, do you know where your kangaroos are at? You need to check on your kangaroos. That's all I'll say. I couldn't actually believe this story when I seen it. So this mayor of a town in Peru was actually posed as a dead coronavirus victim wearing a mask and all. Well, he was out drinking with his buddies, right? And the police raided the place because, you know, there's restrictions in place and all for people out there. So they raided the place, and then I don't know, they actually don't know why there was caskets on hand to the side, but basically they hopped into the caskets and posed as if they were dead, but he was caught for it. But they were, as they were saying in the article, you know, he was being criticised for not being responsive enough to the crisis. But like, how low do you have to be? So I don't think that guy's ever going to get re-elected again. And it just goes to show you what absolute madness goes on in the world. So the next story here is a little bit closer to home for me. In case you don't know, the police force in Ireland is called an Garda Síochána. We call them the Gardaí. And this was posted on the Garda Twitter page. While arresting a man in Cork City for possession of €6,610 worth of suspected drugs, a woman came over shouting at Gardaí. She was also searched and found to be in possession of €700 worth of tablets. I just thought that's the height of stupidity, like, you know, running over to the police when you have a lot of drugs on you. And the thing is, like, she was probably the guy that was getting arrested in the first place, his girlfriend, you know, and she was probably arguing with them over why they were arresting him, because, like, usually these people are just fried, like, they don't actually think, and just shouting and roaring. She probably didn't even know she had them on her, but I just thought that was a bit funny, like, you know, just absolute stupidity of some people. Next, we're heading over to London, where the Metropolitan Police have issued an appeal after an 80-year-old woman was robbed of her mobile phone on a bus in Bexley in June. I really hate when I see stories like this, because a woman of that age, like, that mobile phone's probably her lifeline. It's probably the only way she uses to get in contact with people if she needs something, or if, God forbid, something happened to her or she fell or something. It's probably her only way of contact and help. And on top of that, the fact that that woman's probably just on a pension, which isn't that much money, so she hasn't got cash there to go and fork out for another mobile phone just like that. And let's be honest, the guy in question here, he's probably in his 20s, early 30s at the most. Like, what's that phone worth to him? It's obviously not a high-end, top of the range phone. Like it's just really ridiculous doing that to someone. It's like, it's scumbaggish. So I really hope somebody does recognise him from the appeal and that he gets caught for it, like, because that poor woman's probably traumatised now. There's only one thing left to say to this guy.
I skunked!
This next story just really annoys me. It's just these sort of people that think they can just do what they like. So this Newport Beach socialite, as they call it, they're always a socialite, aren't they? Sentenced to 5 weeks, a poxy 5 weeks in college admission scandal. Now, apparently this has been going on for a while now, and she's the 18th parent to be sentenced and the 16th sent to prison in this scam. They're basically paying people to take their sons or daughters' online college courses for them, and then obviously passing it and getting the qualifications that they actually don't deserve. And you have people that have actually put so much hard work into trying to, you know, get good marks in these exams and stuff like that to go get a good job for themselves. And they're just being trampled on by these people. And they're usually these privileged people because they have money to throw around. But it's just not fair. And I just thought that was a really bad story. And I thought, like, a couple of weeks in jail isn't really going to teach her a lesson. She'll probably be back doing it again. But I don't know, it's just ridiculous. And the icing on the cake there is the fact that her name is Karen. So she's one of them. Now back to the US for this story. Army veterans couple defrauds US military in $11 million identity fraud scam. So this couple, who were US Army veterans, Kevin Pelayo and Christine Fredericks, allegedly used access to personal records of soldiers to sign them up for a mass transportation subsidy without their knowledge, then routed the payments to their own bank accounts. Absolutely ridiculous. Like, these two people have no honour anyway, because most people that go into the military understand the sacrifices the people are making for their country, and like, to go and do that to people and like just defraud the state out of that much money is ridiculous. So hopefully they get their comeuppance. But the next story is just low. 2 Pennsylvania doctors charged in Medicare fraud and kickback scheme. So these 2 doctors were charged with conspiracy, right, after they were ordering unnecessary genetic tests from a lab, but they were getting kickbacks for each test that they were, administering or referring people to this lab for. They were getting between $500 to $5,000 per test, like. So they were making an absolute fortune here, and probably worrying people in the process too that, oh, you need a test because there may be something wrong with you, And I think it's absolutely disgusting for especially healthcare professionals to do that to somebody. But then, of course, they say money is the root of all evil, and you can see there nobody seems to be safe from it. But I just think anything like that's really bad when you're messing around with people when it comes to their health and their peace of mind. So that's just really bad. Hopefully they're struck off and they never hurt anyone again like that. So our next story is actually something that a friend of mine sent to me. It's actually not seasonal, so it's nothing to do with the summer. It's actually from the winter, but this happened about a year ago. But he sent it to me the other day. I just thought it was interesting. It's one of those videos you actually love to see where somebody tries to spoil somebody's fun or somebody's good time and karma bites them in the ass for it. So take a look at this video and see what we think at the end of it anyway. But this person got what they deserved.
This towering triple stack of snowballs in northern Kentucky has a lot of character, much like the people who built it. This snowman was packed with purpose by Cody Lutz, his fiancée Lucy, and his soon-to-be sister-in-law.
We were playing in the snow. She's from Mississippi, so this is the most snow she's ever seen in her entire life. I'm from Buffalo, so this is no big deal. I love the snow.
Lutz loves it so much that he took snowman building to the extreme, using a massive tree stump as the base for their top hat-topped creation.
I went to work on Monday, and I came home to this on Monday night, which is... the irony is pretty funny.
Someone saw the soon-to-be Lutz family's creation and tried to fracture Frosty with the front end of their truck. But they quickly realized their mistake when the plowed-away snow showed Frosty's roots.
Instant karma, Ken. It's hilarious. What goes around comes around in good ways and bad ways. So I guess probably everybody learns a valuable lesson here from Frosty. I think he got the last laugh for sure.
So he just has to look for one of his neighbours riding around the neighbourhood with a smashed in front end or something like that. But I just thought that was a really good example of karma coming back around to bite someone in the ass. Why is an insistence with some people that they have to ruin somebody's good time or somebody's joy in something? Like, it's just, I just don't get it. So next we have people freaking out about wearing masks. It seems an awful lot of people aren't too happy about wearing the masks now as they're being told to. Especially not this gentleman.
You're harassing me. I'm not harassing you.
It's overwhelming.
You're coming close to me. You're coming close to me.
It's angry.
Threaten me again!
It's all at your local Costco.
Nice boy, but he's got more nerve than a bum too.
Back the f*** up, put your phone down.
The person behind the camera told us an elderly woman inside the store asked the man to put on a mask.
And that guy said in that video there, I feel threatened by being asked to put on a mask. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. And for all he knows, that old woman could be a cancer patient. She could have a sickness, a respiratory illness, that she's more at risk. And she was just being polite by asking. But to react like that is just over the top.
Costco says you have to wear a face covering at all times inside, employees and shoppers.
Your choice is here. You can wear a mask or you don't go in.
I thought it was pretty messed up since it's a rule.
They're just trying to protect their loved ones, so I kind of find it selfish. If he doesn't have his mask on and someone asks him politely, they don't want to bring it back home to their friends or their family, so I think he's in the wrong there, obviously, clearly.
But the man shooting the video says this man started yelling and harassing the older woman. When he cut in, the man started yelling at him.
Back the f*** up, put your phone down.
The guy didn't want to respect the rules.
A rule.
You're coming close to me.
Unmasking a lot of emotion.
Threaten me again!
I really don't get people's issue with this. Like I understand the masks are uncomfortable and like people don't want to wear them, but like it's a case of like looking out for everybody and actually having a bit of consideration and actually thinking about yourself as well, because like the virus is not to be messed around with. Like it's there, like, and it's really killing people. Like, and the situation in America seems to be very bad at the moment. Like, so it's people like this with this sort of attitude. Like, if you don't want to do that, then shop online, or something else, but the store's only trying to protect their staff and their customers. And I know not everyone's going to agree on that point, but that's just my opinion. And like, everyone's entitled to their own view on the matter. Like, but I just think the sooner, the better we deal with this virus and get it contained and under control, and the quicker everyone can get back to normal, and we won't have to have these masks and all this distancing and all these different measures, and we can get back to some sort of sense of normality.
I'll just put you on my 3,000 follower Instagram feed, mostly locals.
Hi everyone, I work for Costco and I'm asking this member to put on a mask because that is our company policy. So either wear the mask
and I'm not doing it because I woke up in a free country.
Have a great day.
So you're going to take this cart from me.
Sir, have a great
full
day.
Of stuff.
You are no longer welcome here in our warehouse. You need to leave. Thank you very much.
Here, you put it on, I'll give you my card. He's going to take the card away because he's a...
The fact you're being asked to wear a mask inside a private business is no bearing on whether you live in a free country or not. Like, it's up to the store to decide its policies, and they want people to wear masks in there, as I said, to protect their customers and staff. And I just don't get why people have to be so belligerent about it. To just do it if you want to shop in there. If you don't want to do it, then just don't, and don't go in there, and just don't put up a fight when they've clearly marked to have policies for this. And that guy was very polite in the way he actually told the man. And I heard after that he actually got commended on social media and stuff like that for actually being so patient there and just saying it in a nice way to him and explaining it, but some people just don't get it. So there you go, guys. That's all I have for you on this episode of Degenerate Watch News, but I'll have another episode coming soon. And thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please drop a like. Please subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and stay updated on future videos here on Degenerate Watch. And once again, I just want to say thanks very much for everyone that's followed the channel over the last little while there and that has given us any sort of support or encouragement. We really appreciate it. And until next time, stay safe, everyone.